Celebrating, yes, that's right. I'm having a James Boag's Premium Lager, Australian beer. Very nice, very nice. It's lunchtime. I've been running around all morning. That's why I'm just covered in sweat. But so I'm going to do the update of the 366, the G366, the MS361 claim. But first of all, I just want to talk about this saw again. I mentioned yesterday that when I asked the lady at the bike shop what kind of pattern bar mount did these bushrangers take, and well, she didn't know, right? But she said, "Oh no, it's her own pattern. It's her own pattern." Now, I'm not a chainsaw expert by any stretch of the imagination, not even close. I'm a beginner student, that's what I'd call myself as far as chainsaws and using chainsaws and repairing chainsaws and working on chainsaws is concerned. A beginner student. But it just, what she said that it's their own pattern bar mount, I thought, nah, because there aren't many saw companies that actually make bars as well. They get other people to make them for them, and it's usually a standard pattern, and that's what this pattern is. So this bar mount pattern is, what is it? It's Oregon K095 pattern, okay? So if you look up on Oregon's pattern guide, that's what it is. And it's a very common pattern, actually. It's actually the small Husqvarna pattern, alright? So the small Husqvarna saws, that's the pattern that they use. The 450, 455 Rancher, all those small saws. The reason why I couldn't recognise it is because I've never had a small Husqvarna. So I've never had a small Husqvarna bar, guide bar. So that's what it is. So if you're looking for another bar for this saw, for the bushranger saws, yeah, it's, well, I don't know if they're all K095 Oregon, but I would assume that they are. So I'm actually going to, well, I can't on Monday, it'll have to be on Thursday, pardon me, when I come back from work. I'll go in there and I'll say to them, order me a 24-inch bar. I've got I had a look on ProCut's website, and there is a 24-inch bar with that pattern. So that's the update on that. And let's have a look again. I'll just see again just how hard it is to start, because it was extremely easy to start yesterday. So I'll have to get up for this and get out of shot. Oop, choke. Yeah, push choke in. And as usual, off all the bar nuts. Yeah, so very easy to start. It's got that spring assisted starting system, which is a little bit weird for someone who isn't familiar with it, but it's very effective. So there you go. Now this thing. Hang on, I'll put that out of the way. Alright, the G366. So this morning, obviously that silicone is cured, pardon me. Really sweating now. That silicone is cured. I did start, I'll be honest with you, yeah, it's cooled, but I did start it up with all the shit off it, just in case. So I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to say, oh, I haven't started it and here we go. So I'll put it to run and see if it'll start up without choking. Ooh. need to choke it. Come on. It was pretty much empty when I started it, so I've just put more fuel in it. So that didn't do that when I first started up, that bogging in the beginning, but I don't trust this carburetor. I don't. Ooh, pretty smoky. I do not trust this carburetor. Ooh, got oil everywhere. This thing oils like insane. Pretty smoky. Something's burning. Or is it probably oil? Still smoking away. Yeah, I don't trust this carby because I did have the pipe, the impulse pipe that goes, that's just jammed into the carby, come out, and I don't trust it. I don't trust this carby at all. It's an El Cheapo carby. It was like the cheapest. It was the cheapest 361 carby that I could get on eBay. So you get what you pay for. So what I did was I went online last night and I went on to Green Acres, which is a company in, I can't remember where they are. Might be New South Wales or Queensland. I can't remember where they are, but they're called Green Acres, and they have heaps of mowing and chainsaw stuff. And so they had a 361 carby for $40 Australian, which is pretty much double what I paid for this one. So that's probably why, yeah, it doesn't work very well. Yeah, so I don't trust this carby at all. It was hard to pull over because it does have a lot of compression, and I've actually got a plug in there. The decomp valve, what I found also was that the decomp valve was leaking. And it was a real piece of shit decomp valve, and I don't have a good one, and I forgot to grab one when I was at the when I was in Townsville the other day. I'll just see if I can start it up again and see if it bogs again. Let's run. Not bogging, so that's good. It's not bogging. That would have been because the fuel was still working its way through, I would say, or the carby was a piece of shit, or both. The carby's definitely a piece of shit, so I do have a replacement aftermarket carby coming for it. A replacement for the replacement. Yeah, that's what happens with, look, Chinese carbs, aftermarket carbs. Unless you buy from someone like Carby Doctor and, you know, a reputable dealer, and not just the cheapest one you can get off eBay. If you buy from a reputable deal like the Carby Doctor, or you know, I'm assuming that the carbies that Green Acres have got are probably from the Carby Doctor. He probably sources the good ones. He probably, you know, has a standard that the manufacturers have to stick by, or a manufacturer that he strictly deals with, because the units are reliable and good. So, you know, if you don't buy from a reputable dealer, you're probably going to get a piece of crap. So, not always, but probably. So there you go. Yeah, so that carby will probably turn up, I don't know, maybe shouldn't be too long. It's only a small package. Should be here in about a week or so. So I'll put that carby in this thing. But this thing has got some compression, let me tell you. I am going to put a decomp valve back in when I get a decent one, a good one. I haven't got any of the good ones left, the Stihl or Husqvarna decomp valves. But I've even had one of the good ones fail too, like the actual plastic knob came off and there was nothing stopping, and it was on a Stihl, so there was nothing stopping because the holes, decomp valve holes on the Stihl are so big, the actual pin can drop into the cylinder. Whereas that's the good thing. Another thing I like about Huskies and don't like about these is that the Husqvarnas, the decomp valve hole is so small that the if the decomp valve does come apart, the pin can't drop into the cylinder. The hole's too small. These Stihl guys, yeah, I think that's a real fault. So another thing not to like about Stihls, and yet I have so many Stihl clones. I don't actually have any Stihls. I do have the Husky. I do have the 572s. That's an OEM saw. But yeah, you know, if Pharmatech made more Husqvarna clones, not just 372s, yeah, I'd probably buy those. But yeah, that's not the case. So anyway, there you go. There's the news. There's the update. Hope you're all happy to hear that. And I've got to go to work tomorrow, so I'm going to run out now and mow my backyard because it's getting a bit crazy. So until then, see you later.